that says your strength workout, which is what you're supposed to be doing twice a week. You can come in here and do it at any time. We have everything here for this particular workout. If it's something like the TRX row, which is these things that are in here, if you're going to choose to do it at home, I'll give you an option to do it at home. But because it is a strength workout, you're going to have at least dumbbells, a gallon of milk, a stone, something that has some resistance to it. We put in a very basic warm-up. On the actual sheet at home, it says a 5 to 10 minute treadmill warm-up or some kind of aerobic warm-up you're going to do first. And then we're going to go through 5 very basic mobility drills that you're going to do 3 sets through. The reps are written down. We don't have to memorize those now. But I want to go through real fast basically what you're trying to do in that warm-up. When we do a hip bridge, a lot of these exercises we've done in the warm-ups already in the class probably even today. Lying on your back, what you're trying to do here is push through your heels. So just the self-correct position, if your toes are off the ground, you can't push through your toes. We're going to drive through the heels, push our belly out, squeeze your glutes, and press your hips up as high as you possibly can. You do not want to press your butt off the ground and let your tailbone turn up, which has your abs sinking in. I know it's hard to do. You have to want to stick your belly out when you do this one. Squeeze your glutes and recover down. That's a basic hip bridge. It's telling your glutes to wake up. That's going to become very important when we go to our squats. Especially if we're holding weight, you want to be able to finish the squat with your hips forward. And your butt muscles do that. Second exercise we're going to do, because it's a great way to warm up the muscles in your posterior chain, which is all those muscles in your back. You're in a neutral hands and knees position. A pointer works by extending the one leg out and flexing the opposite arm forward. You're reaching as far as you can with both arm and leg, and then switching sides. We have that as repetitions, 10 each side. You're doing 10 each side. If you wanted to make that a little bit more difficult, you can do a same side pointer and switch. Next exercise, a side plank raise. You had it today on station number 14. Your elbows directly under the shoulder, your hips are down. You're going to lift your hips up as high as you possibly can, which I'm sure everyone's doing today. High as your hips can go, and then you drop them back down. As a warm-up, that side plank raises, you're doing 5 on one side and 5 on the other. Directly after that, we go to an active hammy stretch. I'm going to hold my leg in place. I'm not pulling it into me. I'm keeping this leg pretty much perpendicular to the floor. And by tightening up my thigh muscles, I'm going to stretch my hamstring. I don't have to pull the leg into me. I'm telling my quad muscles, when I contract them, to stretch the hamstring. Right now I have a great hamstring stretch. Then I recover out of it. This is an active stretch, so we're not holding it there. We're contracting and relaxing the quad, stretching that hamstring. Now, not to spend too much time on this, but when we stretch the hamstring, I don't want my lower back to flatten out. I want to teach my hamstring to stretch while I'm maintaining that little arch in my lower back. The first thing that wants to happen when I stretch that hamstring is I want to flatten my back out. That wouldn't make any sense in a standing or walking position. So when you're practicing it here, don't let your lower back flatten out. We open and close the leg 10 times, and you can switch to the other side. Since we're trying to keep this rather comprehensive and only 5 exercises, we have to do something for the shoulders. So we opted to go with a standing, palms up, shoulder circle. Very quickly. Your shoulder blades have to stay retracted, and your pinky finger has to stay higher than the rest. If we tend to turn our hand this way, our shoulders want to roll forward. So I'm going to turn the pinky finger up, keep that high, and we're going to do 15 medium-sized backward circles. Why backwards? Don't think of anything else right now. You can go forwards, backwards, whatever you want. That's your warm-up. You're going to repeat those 5 exercises 3 times right through. That should take you about 5 minutes. Now we come to the strength portion of the workout. It's a strength workout because you're going to carry weight. It's not an exercise initially right now. If we do a body weight squat, if 10 body weight squats are difficult for you, by the time you get to 9 and 10, you think you can only do 1 or 2 more, then it is a strength movement. Chances are we're probably going to have to hold some kind of weight. When we do that squat with the weight, we have kettlebells here. You can hold the kettlebell between your knees and set up your squat this way. When we do this, the two most important things you have to remember with a squat is tension in your shoulder blades and butt back. The knees will naturally bend after that. Do not bend your knees first. That's a bad squat. So we want to wake up the hips and hamstrings, a lot like that hip bridge we did in the warm-up. Shoulder blades back, butt back. I'm going to sit back on my heels. The kettlebell needs to get about mid-shin depth. Then I recover like our hip bridge. Squeeze the glutes to push my hips forward. You're going to do 10 squats there. You can also hold it in a little bit more difficult position. In that goblet position you guys are sitting in, bringing your elbows to your knees is also another way you can do that squat. If you don't have kettlebells and you're doing it at home and you have dumbbells, you can hold the dumbbell like this. 2 dumbbells you can hold up in the front squat position. Next exercise. The overhead press that you guys were doing one arm today, that was in a circuit. You probably could have done 20 to 30 reps with that dumbbell you were using. It's a strength day, so out of those 10 reps, by the time you get to 10, maybe you could do 1 or 2 reps more, not 10 more. Then it's not tasking the muscles at all. So let's pretend for a second like I have 2 dumbbells here. I'm standing in a neutral grip position. I'm going to pinch my shoulder blades back first, and then press vertically and back down. The biggest mistake you can make in an overhead press is people want to press on a slightly forward angle, and that's no good for the shoulder blades. It's rounding me off. I have to press vertically, and again, at the top of that movement, you shrug up your shoulders as high as you can. With the resistance, it has to be heavy enough where 10 reps is difficult. Maybe you could do 1 or 2 more reps. Next exercise. It happens to be another station. We were doing reverse lunges over here in the corner. If you were able to do today 2 rounds of 5 each in one station and you got to 10, chances are you're probably going to want to hold. Where's my second dumbbell? You're probably going to want to hold dumbbells at your side. 2 dumbbells. Don't do reverse lunges with 1. You just lift too lazy to go over and grab another one. So you've got 2 dumbbells in your hands, shoulder blades back. You step the toe back and you drop the knee. It's very important that you form a right angle with this shin to the ground and a right angle with this back thigh to the ground. Especially if we're doing a strength version. I mean, you're going to be holding heavy weights. When I reverse lunge, I'll show that leg again. My torso stays straight, the toe hits, then I drop the knee to the floor. That weight is centered over this leg. You cannot lean forward because you're going to lose your posture and that can strain your back. And you do not want to have this shin on a steeper angle than 90 degrees. So with that reverse lunge, you're going to do 10 each leg. Keep in mind, because you're doing 3 rounds, you can always take the first round, call it a warm-up round, and stay a little lighter. By the second and third round, you should be holding weights difficult enough to use that same 2-rep control.